Alrighty, well hello everyone. I hope you had a great day so far and I hope you are excited for this class tonight. Tonight we are going to cover Introduction to Business Plans, and as I've talked about before, this will kind of build on some of the other topics that we've been covering, and this will also lead to more discussion, more in-depth discussion about each section later in the class. So let's go ahead and get started here. The agenda for tonight. So first we're going to talk about the class experience with business plans. Then I'm going to do a quick overview of business plans. And we're going to do a little practice on Walmart. Then I'm going to give you your assignment. And then I'm going to also show you some helpful resources. Okay, so first of all, class experience with business plans. So is anyone familiar with business plans? Okay, I see some head nodding. Does anyone want to go ahead and volunteer to talk to the class and explain a little about your experience? Go ahead. Thank you, Mike. Okay, awesome, perfect. So you had a family friend that showed you their business plan and they wanted you to be a private investor in their new startup business. Perfect, that is a great example. So let's all remember that example as we move forward. So how about, has anyone written a business plan of their own? Okay, no problem. Well, after next week, you'll all be able to say that you have written your own business plan. So that'll be exciting and a really important tool that you can have in your tool belt, and a skill that'll be very helpful in the future for you as you continue to go down this business road. So, who are you writing your business plan for? So there are a bunch of different audiences that your business plan can be targeting and written strategically for. So this is just a list that might include some. It's not a comprehensive list, but just to give you an idea that there are different audiences. So you could be writing it just for yourself, just as a practice to maybe explore if this business idea that you have can actually be a viable business. And so really the only way to do that is to go through this whole process and just see what the numbers look like and see what the whole picture looks like of your idea and how you can actually put it out there into the world and hopefully make it profitable. And like Mike just told us, some people might write a business plan for a private investor to help get some startup funding. So that's another reason that you may write your business plan, and knowing who your audience is, that might change a little bit of how you write your business plan. So next, similar to a private investor, but you may be looking to get some more funding from a bank. So that might be a little bit more formal. And let me tell you, if you go to a bank with a solid, professionally looking, polished business plan, they are definitely going to take you more seriously. You could also be writing your business plan maybe for a zoning board, depending on what you're doing, or community council, or some sort of permitting process. There's just a wide range of reasons why you may be writing your business plan. So definitely keep your audience in mind. So next we're going to go over a quick overview of business plans and the different sections that you'll find in a business plan. So the first section that you'll usually come across is the executive summary. So as you are writing your business plan, this is the piece that you're going to write last, because you're going to summarize all the other sections in your executive summary here. So then next you would see the company description. And so the company description is where you would have your vision, your mission statement, you would have the goals, and maybe a little bit about the history of your business. The next section, market analysis. So this is going to cover the industry that your business is operating in, and it'll talk about your target market and what niche your business is going to cover and what the need is for your business. Next is the organization and management section. And so here is where you would have an organizational chart, where you would have the legal structure of the business. You might have biographies of your key management or other key personnel. This is also where you would talk about the corporate or the structure of your business. So if it's an LLC, if it's a partnership, if you're a corporation, this is where all that information would go. Next, I think this is probably the most exciting piece to your business plan, because it's talking about, essentially what your service or what your product line, what the thing is that you're going to be doing or selling to the public. This is where you would also talk about maybe competition that's out there, and again, like why your product is needed and why there's room in the industry for this product. So next, it's marketing and sales. This is also pretty fun and can be exciting, and you can get creative here. So who are your customers? Really dig down, think about your product that you're offering and who you're going to offer it to, and how will you offer it to them. This is where you're going to think about pricing, promotion, products, and place, the 4 Ps. So next, like in Mike's case, that business plan probably had a funding request because they were giving it to a potential investor. So this is where you would put the information about exactly how much money you are requesting and how you're going to use it. This section would probably also talk about how that piece of funding is going to fit in with the overall funding that you already have as well. You're going to want to have startup costs and all your other sources of funding listed in here as well. So next is the financial projections. So this is where for a new business you're going to have projected balance sheet, projected income statement, projected cash flow statement. Again, this section is where you'd have the estimate of startup costs as well. And if it's an existing business, though, you might want to put like your last 3 years of this information, last 3 years tax information, different things like that. And then your appendix, and here is where you would put anything else that might be relevant but didn't quite fit in one of the other sections. Maybe additional resumes, maybe your business licenses, different things like that. Okay, so let's do a quick practice here, just thinking about Walmart. So we won't worry about the executive summary for Walmart, but does anyone want to can you remember what I said might be in the company description section? Right, exactly. So you said the mission statement, vision statement, things along those lines. How about market analysis? Does anyone recall what you might find in the market analysis? Okay, so now how would you say, what is Walmart's competition then? Yes, yep. Target, maybe some grocery stores, mom and pop shops, pretty much any place, any type of store. How about organization and management? Does anyone want to go ahead and maybe try out what they think Walmart's organization and management might look like? Yep, they have a pretty standard, typical corporate structure. They have their board of directors, then they have a president, CEO, then below that they're broken out by different sectors. So they have their U.S. section, then they have international, they have Sam's, and then they have e-commerce. And then below that they have their executive team and then an operations team. Okay, how about service or product line? I mean, I think this one's pretty easy. Walmart pretty much sells everything under the sun. You can get groceries there, you can get home goods, you can get items from the pharmacy, you can get clothing, so they pretty much cover everything. How about marketing and sales? What do you think this section would look like for their business plan? Yep, so they market, they pretty much have all areas covered. They do radio ads, they do TV ads, they do print ads, they are on Facebook, they are everywhere. I don't know if you guys remember when there was that thing with Pitbull when he went to the Kodiak Walmart, and that like took off on social media. So stuff like that. I mean, they probably wouldn't talk about it exactly in this section, but that's an avenue that works, and it works for them. So Walmart probably doesn't have a funding request. I'm not going to go into that, or the financial projections, or the appendix, but this is just kind of give you an idea about what information might be in those sections for an established business like Walmart. Okay, so your assignment. So you see the due date here, so it's going to be due on the 15th at 5 p.m. So I want you to write a brief business plan on either a business you would like to start or one you have worked for. So I want you to write a minimum of like 1 to 2 sentences for each section. It doesn't have to be too detailed, but go through every section and try to think about it. Feel free to find your own template online for maybe whatever feels more comfortable to you. There's a bunch out there. You might have some different sections than what we talked about today, and that's okay. Have fun with it. Be creative, especially, with the product line. If there's something that you're passionate about, if you have, a little side business, this is a great time to go ahead and get some of your thoughts out of your head and on paper and really take a look at that. So your due date is going to be the 15th, 5 p.m. like we talked about. Email to me. Here's my email address. My office hours if you need help. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And just have fun with it. So lastly, I'm going to show you a few resources here. So the Small Business Administration, they have a really good website, and also the Alaska Small Business Development Center, they also have a really good website. So check those out, and I hope you had fun tonight, learned something, excited to do your own business plan. Alrighty, well, I will see you all next week.